So, as a former leader of your country and as a statesman with extensive experience in African diplomacy, how significant is the 2024 FOCAC summit, and where do you see the trajectory of China-African relations going in the next 3 years?
I think President Xi Jinping has put it rightly. I think the 2024 FOCAC forum between China and Africa will help open new horizons in the fight against poverty. He has laid out several topics, about I think 10 of them, and to address also China's role as the main donor to Africa, where at the same time many countries are struggling with growing debt. I think the question is, can FOCAC adapt to meet Africa's long-term needs? I think we'll need African countries to talk in the same wavelength with President Xi Jinping when he talked about the global south. I think each African country in its bilateral relation with China should be clearly aligned with the continent's development goals. I think it has to be taken as a continent rather than going on an individual basis with China. This is how I see the next 3 years unfolding with the China-Africa relationship.
Well, thank you for setting that out so clearly for us. And how do you think the focus on infrastructure in particular and industrial cooperation will accelerate economic growth across Africa? And how do you see China assisting African countries with the shift to sustainable energy?
I think he's talked about, certainly having tens of thousands of billion dollars pledge, spanning from infrastructure to agriculture, manufacturing, as well as the energy transition that is now becoming a big topic in Africa. China has shown itself as one of the leaders, especially if you take into account nuclear energy as we stand today, proving that with the small modular reactor, they can help transition faster the energy needs of Africa with energy security, at the same time fighting poverty. That's an important topic, together with the infrastructure. But infrastructure, I think we've been talking about that for many years in the China-Africa relation. What is important is that each African country and Africa as a whole shows some transparency in the different agreements that they have, especially the financing mechanism in its requirement, if we want to have the outcome of this type of relation be measured significantly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That's former Prime Minister of Burkina Faso, Lassina Zerbo. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.